Hi everyone. I'm Kathy Bernardo from the Northeast Assisted Fertility Group. I'm the egg donor coordinator. And today we have a special guest who is an actual recipient who is very open about her experience with an egg donor. Her name is Laura Watson. And so she's going to share what the whole experience was like. And so anyone out there considering using a donor, could be very informative for you to get a sense of what the whole experience is like. And it's slightly different for everyone, but we'll find out what it was like for Laura. So Laura, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you are, how old you are, how you got to this place?
Well, I am based in Boston. And right now I am 47. I got married. I was 40, about to turn 41, and started pretty much immediately after we got married. We knew that we were going to have some challenges and started seeking out help in terms of trying to conceive right away. At the time, I was working for a nonprofit. I did public education for nonprofits here in New England. And so right now I'm at home and spending as much time as I can with the kids.
Okay, so you got married at 41. Did you know just because of your age you'd have a hard time, or did you have any diagnosis?
So it was suggested by my doctor that I see an OB for what she called a preconception appointment.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to that, and they did blood work that I have since become very, very familiar with, right? The early cycle blood work. And she did say to me pretty honestly that she wanted me to be prepared,
Mm-hmm.
that this was going to be a challenge for me. And I was like, but I know that I'm almost 41, but I'm healthy and I've got everything going for me. And she said, okay, well, let's see the results. But she did send me home with a business card for our reproductive endocrinologist clinic in Boston. And I did leave that appointment sad, but she doesn't even know me. How does she know?
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I did make an appointment. Can't hurt to make the appointment with the doctor. And that appointment was going to be just a few months later, or maybe a couple months later. And sure enough, the blood work did come back, and my AMH, or the hormone level that reflects the quantity of eggs, was very, very low. I would say even lower than what the average was for someone who's 40 or 41. And it wasn't going to be, impossible. This just meant that I would likely have some challenges.
Right. And like, you had regular periods, right? You were healthy,
Yeah.
right? People don't realize no matter how healthy you are and regular you are, your fertility diminishes as you age, and you can't tell what someone's AMH is by looking at them,
Right.
And AMH stands for anti-Müllerian hormone, which they use as a predictor of ovarian reserve, just in case someone doesn't know what that is. And that's usually one of the first tests they do.
Right.
And you had other blood tests like for estradiol and FSH,
Yes.
and you had an ultrasound and your follicle count and all that. What did those look like?
The follicle, actually, I don't remember so much about the follicle count. Everything else looked normal though.
Right.
I remember my FSH numbers looked really good. And so we assumed that the quality of my eggs were actually, looked okay. And estrogen levels looked good. And, but it was recommended that I see this doctor and continue with testing and just see where that leads us. Meanwhile, my husband and I were trying, and I was doing all of the things, right? I had
Taking your
just
temperature and
taking my
charting.
temperature every morning. I was
Yeah.
tracking my cycle. I was on every online forum with other women tracking their cycle. I was eating all of the things that I read about. I'm not sure if I even knew why I was eating what I was eating. I just had read that it was good for fertility.
Right.
So, it doesn't hurt,
Right.
but really go.
And how long did it take you to get to the point where the doctor said, you should really consider egg donor?
1 year.
A year. Okay.
1 year.